You're watching Saturday Night Soccer on ION, presented by Capital One. Another busy night at Providence Park, where the Portland Thorns host the San Diego Wave. Hello, everyone. Alongside former NWSL midfielder Jordan Angeli, I'm Maura Sheridan. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight. Well, Jordan, these two teams are neck and neck in the standings, and it's playoff push time. What do you expect tonight?
I expect a really fun game because not much separates these two teams, even when it comes to the players that they have on the field and the goal creators. Olivia Moultrie for Portland, yes, she just got the teenage goal record, but this player is in and about the top of the box, leads the league in key passes, and then on the other side, it's Kenza Dali, who this French international has come in, set the league on storm, and is second in shot creating actions. That means a pass that leads to a shot or a shot for herself. What it means to me is there should be goals in this game, Maura, and hopeful that those two can create.
Let's take a look at the starting 11s for both sides, both top 5 teams in the NWSL. Here's Portland.
Hyatt comes in for Obeys, and they're going to use Reyes to get up and down the sideline and really look to see if they can involve the 3 in the midfield to win balls back, but then also spring in Turner, Dufour, and that target of Torden up front. And on the other side for the San Diego Wave, it'll be interesting to see how they actually line up. They bring in 3 center backs. Lundqvist will play on the right side, but it's all about Dali and McCaskill setting the tone, being the metronome in the midfield for this team. And then Dudinia will start in that target 9 position. Can she get her first NWSL goal?
Well, Nabil Ben-Salah is our center referee. Del Sol Kits for San Diego on the road. Black Kits at home for the Portland Thorns. There's Olivia Moultrie, 4 goals this year, including 1 against Chicago last week for Portland in what was a 1-1 draw for the Thorns. And for San Diego, they're coming off of a disappointing loss to Gotham last week at Snapdragon Stadium. Looking to bounce back tonight. Well, a couple of players kneeling here just to salute Matt Beard, who sadly passed away, was announced today, former NWSL coach. And Coach Adriana Leon and some other players in this match. And just thoughts and prayers to his family and friends.
Yeah, really sad day. Awesome, awesome man. Sad to see him go so early.
And we are underway. Saturday Night Soccer on ION is presented by Capital One as we cap off the night here on ION. What has been a busy night on this network. Just saw Kansas City clinch the Shield in the NWSL. Amazing to do that in September.
Still summer, Maura.
Yes, you said that. We're, what, a couple days away from...
Hey, it's fall? Still summer. They're doing big things there in Kansas City.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Portland pushing the pace here. Armstrong hooks around. That's just going to roll out. Didi Hadicic gets the start in net for San Diego. Her first appearance with this Wave squad. She joined as a free agent in the offseason from Angel City. Has 85 starts in her NWSL career. Kaylin Sheridan is out. Her wife, Dom, just gave birth. Her daughter, Skylar. Very cute photos today on Instagram.
Very cute. Congratulations to those two.
McCaskill, Armstrong, then Wesley. Kenza Dali, engineering for San Diego, looking for Leon, and it's intercepted there by Perry. Leon on the ball, has 4 goals and 2 assists this year for San Diego, and she gets tripped up just outside the 18. Fleming commits the foul.
Well, it's going to be Adriana Leon that starts in the 9 position, not Dudinia. And this is one of the reasons why, because she threatens it behind the back line. But then if she doesn't get the ball, she'll come back and pick it up. And this is just a regain from her. Early on, she gets tripped, and it's the landing there after the foul from Fleming. I think she lands straight on the ball. And that turf is not very forgiving. You hope she's okay after that, but it's a nice place early on in the match for San Diego to have a set piece.
Well, training staff out to look at Leon. And we'll step aside for a short break.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
They match. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row.
From the logo. State Farm with the assist.
So, do you, do tricks?
No, Richard, I'm a genius. I'm not doing tricks for you.
Right.
Oh, all right, fine. I'll show you one trick. Toss me your phone. Okay, here we go. NerdWallet will compare auto insurance rates for you in minutes.
Yep, just by answering a few simple questions.
Wow, smart.
Yeah, it's smart. It's genius, Richard.
Genius, Richard.
Get insurance at a price that works for you. Go to nerdwallet.com.
Well, concern for Leon. Trying to move that right arm, making her first start. She's been coming off the bench in the last 2 games. Overall has 14 starts this year. But the San Diego team just mixing and matching, trying to find the back of the net. It has been a tough stretch for the Wave, winless and scoreless in the last 4 matches. Here's our Capital One League leaders. It's amazing that State Farm League leaders. San Diego, 28 goals. Portland, 29. When you consider the fact that San Diego has only scored 3 goals in the last 7 games, they're still top 4 in the NWSL.
They outscored their XG exponentially in the first half of the season. They scored 11.5 more goals than they created in that first half. So it's not as if they're creating any less than they did. They were just finding that extra bit of luck, or creating their own luck. And this is one of the things that Jonas Eideval said to us when we got to speak with him this week. He said, we're doing all the right things. We're really happy about the spaces that we're getting into. It's just, can that final action be a little bit sharper? Because that's the difference. Those little tiny margins now are a difference between this game and sitting at the spot they're in 5th, and maybe still being in 7th or 2nd position.
Kenza Dali stands over the ball here for San Diego, trying to take an early lead at Providence Park. The French international, back post, Wesley taps it right into Fleming. Fleming to Dufour, up the flank. And Dufour is tripped up, fouled, and a yellow card's out. It's just a silly foul so early in the game by Gia Corley, and it's going to cost her because it's her 5th yellow card, so she'll miss the next game for San Diego. But here, look, there's 2 recovering players right by her. There's no need to foul here in this situation. And she ends up grabbing her with both hands. And you can see there Wesley right on the heels of Dufour if she did get past Corley. Well, you mentioned it, not available for the next game against Orlando. Corley. Yeah, this is a huge game, right? This is number 4 versus number 5 coming into the weekend. Yes, things are changing very rapidly in NWSL because the table is so tight. But you think about that game even next weekend for San Diego against Orlando, who are treading water right now, trying to figure out also what's going on. These are the types of games, if you're San Diego, you have to pick up points. Corley weaving through. And is fouled there by Fleming. Well, Jonas Eideval, his first season head coach, this San Diego team, hoping he can push this team into the postseason. They missed in 2024. After 2 straight years of making the playoffs, including winning the Shield in 2023. So right now, without of course, Kaylin Sheridan, but Delphine Cascarino, that is very concerning. She is out with a lower leg injury, and she left the game early against Gotham. And Cascarino has 3 goals and 5 assists for San Diego this year. Dudinha, the Brazilian. Ooh, fancy footwork, Dudinha. Tries a cross against McKenzie, and it's deflected out.
We saw some of this in Copa America Femenil this summer. And the ability of Dudinha on the ball to just shift, shake, shimmy past the player. It ends up getting a corner kick, which is what she needs to do. A final action, the final result there for Dudinha is what this team could really use as they push through these last couple of games of the season.
Dali off the corner, punched away by Arnold. Leon, who's back on the pitch. Corley. And Fleming wins it back.
There's good structure on the repress for San Diego on both of the set pieces that they've had early on, Maura, because even if Portland thinks they're going to get out, it's San Diego regaining in the channels with numbers, and now they can keep the pressure on. It's exactly what they're going to want to do against this Portland team, who is going to press relentlessly.
Perry shades it out of play. She was a hero the last time these two teams played. 8 minutes into the stoppage time at the end of the match, hit a penalty. So Portland walked away with a draw in that game. Now this Portland team, just 1 win in the last 5 matches. And their last win here at Providence Park was August 10th against Seattle. It was a 4-2 victory against their rivals, and they faltered twice now at home, including a 2-1 loss to Utah. Bit of a surprising result. Off the spin, Dali. McNabb re-enters the starting 11 for San Diego. Dudinha. Corley, tipped out by Sam Hyatt. Hyatt's the only change from that Chicago draw for Rob Gale and his side.
And it was Obeys who left the game last weekend against Chicago in the first half, and it's nice because of the way that Rob Gale has played the center backs this year. They all 3 have experience. So Jaden Perry, this is her 13th start. For Sam Hyatt, it's her 16th. They're very comfortable with a mixture of different center backs. And it's going to be key, especially in these first 15 minutes, as San Diego has a little bit more energy than we've seen from them to start a game as of recently, Maura. They know Portland is vulnerable in this space. 8 goals against for this Portland team in the first 15 minutes. And you would think coming on the road, San Diego is trying to capitalize on that and silence his crowd as quickly as possible.
That's a league high in terms of goals allowed in the first 15 minutes. Lundqvist. Splitting 2 defenders. McCaskill. Kennedy Wesley. Earned a red card when these 2 teams played last.
And here, this shape is a little bit what I thought of. I was speaking about it in the open when we saw the lineups. The 3 center backs that they have, looks like they're almost building with 3. Dudinha at times can almost be a wing back. Same with Lundqvist on the other side.
Leon. Tap to Ascanio. The 17-year-old Corley. Coffee clears. Wesley Armstrong. Dali. Tight passes with Ascanio. Dali plays it for McNabb. Leon with the touch, Dudinha. Moves it centrally, Dudinha. And blocking that is Perry. Falls down in the 18. And a corner kick coming for San Diego. Rob Gale in his 2nd season as head coach for this Portland side. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries, especially to start the season, but are still in playoff position. They found a way this year. Off the service from Dali. Leon drops down for Tornin. Dufour, aggressive. Dali stands strong, shoots. And it's tapped away by Arnold.
This is exactly who you don't want the ball to fall to at the top of the box. Kenza Dali, so experienced that she just goes shoulder to shoulder here with Dufour, her fellow French countrywoman. And then it's a shot from distance that's just dipping at the right time, making it difficult for Arnold. It's a great save. Good look at that save here. Might have been going wide or hitting the post, but you got to make sure.
It looked like that was going to be it for Dali in this San Diego side. 400 minutes without a goal. And Julie Dufour is down right now for Portland. Dali and Coffey concerned.
And this challenge here was shoulder to shoulder, but I think Dufour just not quite ready for the challenge and ends up stepping a little strangely as they're checking out. Looks like her left leg there. These are hard for me to watch, so I'm probably not going to watch that whole thing through. But you can see right away, arm goes up, and Kenza Dali goes straight over to Julie Dufour. Those two teammates with the French national team. Just not something you want to see.
Yeah, Dufour, a lot of pain right now. Intended to. She was traded from Angel City in August of this year, and she scored 2 goals in the last 3 games for Portland. Well, 2 of the best leaders in the NWSL, Sam Coffey and Kenza Dali, speaking there. Good to see Dufour sitting up. Well, here are the standings in the NWSL. Right now, 3 and 4 after some movement today. They're tied in points. They have the same record. It's just that goal difference. Portland has a slight edge on San Diego.
And that's currently with the draw that we have here. So they would each get 1 point, advancing them past those teams with 30 points. Gotham plays tomorrow. Seattle lost just about, what, an hour ago in Kansas City. It is tight in the middle of the table, Maura.
Well, it looks like Rob Gale making an early change. Mimi Aladu is going to come in. Dufour still walking off the pitch right now for Portland.
And you can just see how difficult that is for Kenza Dali. You just don't want to be in that confrontation at all, especially someone that, it doesn't matter if you know the person or not. Yeah, you can just see the disappointment. That's really hard to deal with. So you're just thinking about Dufour. Just was talking to Rob Gale about how easily she's integrated into this team. He's been impressed with her footballing knowledge. Just a bummer to see her go off so early in this game.
Well, it is a corner kick for Dali in San Diego. Headed towards the back post, headed away by Turner. Looking for a second ball, Leon. Dudinia with her left foot on the service, bounces through. Corley was the option, can't finish.
And those are the types of moments, if you're the Wave, where you got to give a little extra. Can you leave your feet? Throw your legs at this. Do anything you can to break the ice. It's been too many minutes now without a goal, and if I'm Ascanio, I'm just throwing my body at that.
Well, the last goal for San Diego was August 16th.
Yeah, which
was Kenza Dali.
According to our calculations, Maura, we're probably, what, over 400 minutes now without a goal for San Diego, which nobody saw this happening at the beginning of the year, the way this team was scoring goals and creating chances.
Well, high-flying offense in the first 13 games this year in the NWSL. They were averaging 1.9 goals per game. 25 goals through the first 13. It's just ice cold. Jonas Eidevall saying it's just about finishing. Feels like they're getting in the right spaces, creating chances.
Yeah, over 1.2 XG in both of their last games, and both of them they lose without scoring a goal, which the stats aren't telling you that this team should be scoreless. So when that happens, Maura, you just have to stick to it, because you know that at some point the floodgates are going to open, you're going to find the back of the net, and then goals are going to feel a little bit easier. But when you're in this and you don't see a goal go in, it's almost as if you're pressing the game. You're trying to do a little too much. And when you force like that, it ends up not working out. So there has to be a little bit more freedom to the way San Diego play, especially when they get in the attacking third, but also the details, your movement off the ball, the number of runs that they have committed, the pass, not a cross, a pass. Make it very distinct that it's going to a certain person. Those are the things that Jonas Eidevall is asking from his squad.
Wesley chips it up for Dali. Defended by Perry. Lundqvist picking up speed off the cross. Dudinya shoots, and it's into McKenzie. That seemed like it was it too.
That was it. Everything about that, and this is, yeah, the big clap from Eidevall from the sideline, because that is a brilliant bit of soccer. It starts with Dali stretching the back line here, pulling Jaden Perry out, and then there's a little bit of an overload. So you have to figure out who you're going to mark. You're going to chase Lundqvist, and her ball into the back post is perfection, just not met properly by Dudinya here. You can see she's reaching for it instead of running through it. If she runs through that, it has enough power and it just deflects off somebody and it goes in the net.
Dali, Wesley on the header, tumbles down. It's not on frame. No score yet between Portland and San Diego. Here at Providence Park. The Thorns have picked up 18 points here this year. Well, San Diego's had a slew of chances, unable to finish, and Portland hasn't created much in this game so far. Dudinya was in front and skies that up for Fleming. Turner. It was 5 goals this year, but hasn't scored since that game against Seattle. Dali. Bit of a hesitation at the edge of the 18. McCaskill. Dudinya. Leaves it for Leon. Adriana Leon. Transfer from Aston Villa. Oh! Pass Hyatt. Leon shoots off the deflection. Saved off the line. Congestion there. Confusion. And it's not a goal for San Diego.
The patience for the Wave here allows them to find the right chance, and it's through Leon on the near side. She goes right through the stick, so Hyatt, see you later. And then here, I don't know if going for the shot there is the best option. Everyone's flooding to that zone. Is it then just a little touch with the outside of the foot to find, I think it was Corley in that pocket right in front of the goal. But this is what I'm talking about when I say details, right? More margins. It is so slim. Ooh.
Arnold just beats Leon to the ball. And we have a whistle after that contact. Arnold, Leon, both down. And the keeper for Portland struggling to get up.
It does feel like, to me, San Diego has a different mentality in this game. they look feistier than they have been. And it's plays like this where you're chasing the ball down, hoping to get something out of it. And I don't think Leon is trying to hit Arnold there at all. She actually turns her back to stop her momentum. I think it would have been worse if she went across her and then gets the straight kicking leg of Arnold as she clears the ball. What it is the way they're pressing. It's a Corley foul earlier. Ascanio went, and it was kind of all over the back of Reina Reyes on the far side. There's a real tenacity about the Wave team, and sometimes when things aren't going right, you have to control what you can control, right? Which is your hard work, your mentality, and your effort.
And this year, San Diego has been better on the road. They have 5 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws away from Snapdragon Stadium. They're unbeaten in the last 7 on the road this year. There's something about coming here to Providence Park. This team's been a little bit vulnerable. Portland here as of late, wanting to spoil the fun.
I think these fans here are sick of spoiling the fun.
Yes.
They want some goals. They want to see Portland score here at home and see the stadium erupt. Right now, this press has proven to be a little bit difficult for them to manage.
Well, a throw here, attacking third with McNabb. Uses Armstrong, her center back. Dudinia being bothered by Moultrie. Wesley slips to Dali. Return to Kennedy Wesley. Now to close out the weekend, Rachel Kuninaji and Bay FC welcome Roosevelt and Gotham tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern Time on ESPN2.
This build is also slightly different for San Diego, too, because they don't have Kaylin Sheridan in net. So you bring in 3 center backs. You try to stretch that one attacker who goes to press the back line. This time it's Olivia Moultrie. You try to get her chasing and running to open up the gaps centrally that you can play through. And here San Diego end up getting a foul drawn, but it's kind of the thought process through what they're doing as Wesley gets fouled from behind.
No shots for Portland in this game. Lundqvist. Head on a swivel. Off the cross. Headed away by McKenzie. Dudinia. Off her right foot. Fires. Arnold has it.
But look at how congested it is there. So once San Diego gets the ball in that space, there are a number of Portland players blocking, making sure there's not too many clear shots on frame. And even that, it's a lunge from Dudinia. It's easy for Arnold to scoop up. But for Torden, she has to hold that. It has been difficult for Portland to have the ball. And as a center forward, you have to give some reprieve for your team.
Well, this is just start number 7 for Pietra Torden in her NWSL career. Has 4 goals. Her last one was against Seattle on August 10th.
She's such a fun player to watch. Really interesting in her movements. Just lives in the middle of the box, which is exactly where you want to be if you're a 9. I think the simplicity of what she does with her tight little movements when they get in crossing situations has allowed her to get 4 goals on the season. It's just right now Portland can't keep the ball long enough to get the ball up front to their goal scorers. Turner, Torden, and now Aladu.
I don't think I've said Turner's name much in this game.
A couple of touches in attack, maybe more defensively. She's being asked a lot.
Orly Dudinha looking for the cross, and it's off Mackenzie. Will be a corner kick, another one for San Diego, who has some momentum in this match.
Corley's looked really lively at the beginning of this game, finding pockets next to Coffee on either side, and that is a delicate ball because it's leading Dudinha, and she's happy with it, knowing that she's getting into that space on both the chance creation and the shot opportunity side of things.
Lundqvist headed away. McCaskill off her right foot, lifts over the head of Armstrong. Well, a good conversation with Savannah McCaskill this week. San Diego midfielder telling us that she thinks she's having her best season, and she thought it was one of her Angel City seasons in which she scored the most goals, but now she's not showing up on the stat sheet. That's because she's the 6th this year for Jonas Eideval. She said at first, when I heard that, I thought that was pretty boring.
Boring. I have to play the 6? No way. She's a attacker, 10 or a 9. And she played a lot of different positions in this league, but I wanted to know how she felt about this year, because me and my observations of Savannah McCaskill over her tenure in NWSL, her fingerprints are all over this team, and that's been really fun to watch.
Yeah, that duo of Dali and McCaskill, it's what makes this San Diego team run. Lundqvist, Leon, and just bounces to Arnold.
And she also talked about resetting her mind to think about what success was. Is success scoring goals, getting assists? Well, for a long time, as a 10 and a 9, yes, that's what success is. But here, she said, now I think about, am I blocking a passing lane? And am I impacting what we're doing defensively? She says this is the most impactful defensive year I've had. As she gets taken out there, the fittest I've ever been, and the most fun I've had playing soccer. And that sounds like success to me.
Well, McCaskill's still down right now. Lundqvist just fell as well. Leon shoots and misses. Well, McCaskill just trying to stretch out that leg. See what happened here.
Yeah, it's just that always hurts when you're going in to volley a ball and a player comes across. This is a good look that she's up and running, and looks like she's moving pretty easily.
Well, she's preparing for her wedding in the off-season. A focus on this San Diego run right now. Right now in playoff position in the NWSL. It's been interesting. After the summer break, some of the teams, the top teams, have wavered a little bit, and some of the teams at the bottom, like Utah and Chicago, have found their stride. And now those teams are just playing spoiler.
And they're having a lot of fun doing it, too.
Oh, yeah.
We talked to Laura Harvey a couple weeks ago, and she said, is this the wildest? It's the closest it's been. She's like, no, this league is always wild, every single year. She mentioned 2 years ago when they barely made it in, and then ended up hosting a playoff game. So you never know what you're going to get in NWSL. That's why you tune in, especially if it's after dark on Ion, right?
Well, there's a reason that chaos and NWSL are often in the same sentence. McNabb, Corley, playing on a yellow, slips it to McCaskill, then it's taken away. Olivia Moultrie drives it forward for Portland, and is tripped up. Yellow card for McCaskill, so that's 2 players booked in this first half for San Diego.
That's an excellent dribble here from Moultrie. Not a teenager anymore, but she has the same old tricks she has before, driving straight at the back line here, making it difficult. She senses out of the corner of her right eye, her peripheral vision. She sees where McCaskill's coming, dribbles straight in front of her, draws a foul. She scored from a set piece last weekend. Could she go for 2 for 2, you think, Maura?
We'll see. We've seen a couple set-piece goals this weekend. Janine Sonis for Racing Louisville yesterday. And Moultrie just looking to create something for Portland. Wasn't done much offensively in this match. Didi Hadicic animated. She built this wall for San Diego. And she's added one more player to it. It's only a 4-player wall, and I think this is the right call by Hadicic to add Leon to that near side, protect the ball from going outside the frame of goal and then back in that near post. Moultrie off her right foot, and it's over the crossbar. And that's what she was trying to do there. From that angle, right-footed. It's hard to beat the goalkeeper to the side, away from the wall, so you're trying to go around there. Oh, this is going to be an excellent look. It just doesn't bend the way that Moultrie was wanting it to. Looking for that top bin. Dudinya. Torden. Just outside the 18. Moultrie moves it to her right. Dish off to Fleming. Clean. Dudinya in transition now for San Diego. And it's a heavy touch for Leon. Did that look clean? Well, it was called clean. I know. I don't think anybody in Providence Park thought it was clean, and it's really the first couple of opportunities we've seen, Maura, for Portland to high press, because they haven't had the ball deep in their own attacking third very often. That's a foul. That one's missed there. Should have been another set piece on the edge of the box for the Thorns. Coffee.
Yeah, really excellent from her.
Showing why she's a leader on this Portland roster. Now the Thorns slowly growing into this match. Yeah, and Coffee hasn't gotten on the ball nearly enough, but for the Thorns, she's getting marked out of the game. Corley's chasing her a lot. So can you find that next layer? Where's Moultrie? Where's Fleming? He's getting man marked. Utilize that by just pulling the player out of the space and having somebody else occupy it. I would imagine the referee got the talking to that the throw-ins need to happen where the ball goes out of bounds, because Rob Gale was not very happy about that in their last game. McNabb commits the foul against Aladu, who came in early in this match. Julie Dufour exited with an injury. Mackenzie does a good job of sending that ball directly into Aladu. And that's what you need to do sometimes, especially when a team's trying to press and squeeze you in. You're going to get fouls drawn. Through the air. Turner collects off the cross. Torden stepping to was Wesley. She intercepted. Moultrie at it again for Portland off her right foot. Doesn't take the shot. Loses Corley. And that pass is off. Fleming doesn't win the ball there, but her pressure on Torpy, or Lundqvist, excuse me, gives the ball over. Reyes redirected by Armstrong just slightly. Mackenzie doesn't keep it in. Yeah, and you can see Idabal saying, let's relax, let's slow down, because now Portland is gaining momentum as this half has gone on. Their press has been reinvigorated. And so San Diego throughout the entire year has been good at these moments, playing through pressure, being calm, and it's about their starting positions. Can they provide good outlets for whoever's on the ball? You want someone left, right, and beyond, or above the passer, so you can go in any direction at any time. Triangles, diamonds, whatever you call it. Because if you look right now, look at all the numbers for Portland. They are hunting. Gaining confidence in this match. McNabb, the seasoned vet. Hyatt and Arnold. Jaden Perry. Fleming. And Mackenzie Arnold. It's been injured this year, the starting keeper for Portland. Missed 7 games. Bella Bixby had to step in with an arm injury and then a leg injury as well. Healthy and had to make an early stop. Here comes San Diego. Dudinia. Oh, that foul, it's called in. It looks like we might even get a card here. Yes. That's going to be against Turner. Now the first booking for a Portland player as Lundqvist was taken out.
It started all the way on the sideline, and now Turner is just working to get back and try to regain the ball, and she just clips the right ankle there of Lundqvist. Good job by the referee to let the play go on, see if there's an advantage. When there's not, bring it back, give the Wave a set piece.
For this one. McCaskill, Dali, Leon, all stand over the ball. It's been nearly 430 minutes without a goal for San Diego. Can they change that right here? Give themselves some breathing room. A place it's difficult to breathe, Providence Park. These fans on top of you. It looks like we're set up for this free kick now. Dali just plays it to Lundqvist. And it slams off the defense. Dali, Dudinia, stumbles. Corley on the wing against Aladu. And it's a swipe for the Canadian. And now a throw-in for Portland.
Interesting decision there for San Diego to play it short. But again, their regains off of set pieces. They're putting Portland under pressure, keeping them pinned in. I feel like the press for both of these teams has been really effective in moments. Not amounting to what they would like, either team, when it comes to shots on target. 4 shots on target for San Diego, only 1 shot total for the Thorns, nothing on target, but it does feel if they can get into the attacking third, both teams' pressure has been elite, and here it comes from San Diego.
Starts with Leon. Fleming dealing with McCaskill. Ascanio helps out. Arnold has to be cautious. Quickly to Perry. Reyes. Her 3rd year with the club. Plays it long for Torden. Dali. McCaskill. Dali. Corley. Nice interception there by Aladu. McKenzie just trying to dribble out of trouble. Allie McKenzie just played 1 game in 2024. And now she finds herself in a starting position for Portland.
She's been good, especially in defensive moments, 1v1s, keeping together with the line. I feel like McKenzie has allowed Portland to, at times, shift a little, use Reina Reyes in an advanced position, but also there's times where Allie McKenzie is getting up into the attack as well, especially when they're using a tucked-in winger. She can get advanced in that channel.
Yeah, McKenzie, 24 years old, was signed as a non-roster invitee ahead of last season. Reyes. Taken back by Dali. Portland trying to press and keep it here. Ascanio. Lundqvist. Ascanio. And it is won back by Moultrie. Torn in. Looking to combine with Moultrie. Diving on it is Hadžić. Someone can take the lead before the break here. The San Diego team has just conceded 8 goals in the first half this season, but 16 in the second half. Moultrie, bumped there by Dali. McKenzie, Hadžić snags. Back and forth, Wesley and Armstrong. Portland trying to pick their moments to apply some pressure here with Tornin.
Oh, what a touch.
Corley gets a step. Scored in her first 2 appearances in the NWSL. First 2 games of the season for San Diego. Hasn't tallied since. 14 different players have found the back of the net for the Wave this year. Ascanio, Reyes. Now the outside back for Portland wins out. This called for that one. Now Saturday Night Soccer on Ion is presented by Capital One. Pushes everybody forward. Turner goes down. Moultrie surging forward. Has Aladu as an option. Off the turn and steps awkwardly. Dudinya in transition now for San Diego. Pushing the pace. Leon is an option. That's where she goes. Leon. 1v1 with Hyatt. And Sam Hyatt stays strong. Oh, offside was called.
Well, had to have been on the pass from Dudinya to Leon. And if that's the case, it's a good line by Hyatt, even in retreating here in this moment. Perry steps a little. And the shot here from Leon ends up having a really wicked deflection. I thought the foul was called there. But it's actually McKenzie who wins it pretty outright.
Minutes of stoppage time in this first half between San Diego and Portland. Moultrie slicing that to Turner.
I love when Liv Moultrie makes these runs from the middle of the field. It's just an incising run through the midfield, in beyond the back line, and Torden's eyes are wide. Nicely placed ball. And Moultrie's doing the right thing with the run of Turner at the 6, trying to pick her out.
First corner of the night for the Thorns. Headed towards a far post. Reyes rising for it. And it falls to Dali. Charging Kenza Dali. Sea of black kids around her. And she stumbles. Wants the call, not going to get it. And it's still possession San Diego. Moultrie, who settles.
Yeah, and she's drifted out at times into this channel to provide the outlet, because that's been the difficulty for Portland when they do have so many San Diego players pressing them, is where are they going to find the respite? And it's through Moultrie here on the near side. Much better from Portland in so many different ways. They're not a team who has a lot of the ball, Maura, but this making San Diego chase a little bit, getting more numbers in the attack is perfect.
Turner stretching for it. It's touched to Reyes. Reina Reyes against Ascanio. Trying to be shifty. Fleming. Slips to Turner. Turner on the cross. Off of Wesley. Another corner for the Thorns. Ready in net. These fans ready at Providence Park to see a goal. Moultrie. Off the set piece, curls it up. Hadicic punches it. Now, the last time Didi Hadicic started a game, it was here at Providence Park in November of 2024. Off the service, Jordan Hadicic. And the Bosnian dives on it.
So much experience for Hadicic that she can step into these moments whenever she's called upon. Today called upon because Kaylin Sheridan's at home with her new baby girl. And she's just ready, aware. She's been confident off her line, hasn't been challenged too much, as Portland is not threatening the goal. But even those moments where she's stepping off her line, coming to collect the ball, we're going to give her that little confidence and remind her that, as if she doesn't already know, but she belongs in a starting role in NWSL, as she was with Angel City for a number of years.
That was the starter when Angel City went to the postseason in 2023. Switching the point of attack. Limited time left in this first half. Reyes. Plays it behind to Fleming. Reyes. Avoiding Ben Salah, our center referee. Coffee. Gonna get the edge. And she gets a foul instead. And Corley's playing on a yellow. Has to be cautious here. Take a look at the replay sponsored by Walmart.
It's just that little tug there on the shorts by Corley. She's got to be careful. She's already on a yellow. She's missing the next game because of yellow card accumulation. The last thing San Diego wants to do in a game against Portland this season is to go down to 10 players yet again, because they did that in the first meeting.
First meeting, it was Kenley Wesley in the 41st minute. So San Diego was down to 10 players for the entire second half. Moultrie. Turner through the air. That is wide with it. And that's the final look of the first half. No score between Portland and San Diego. Two top 5 teams in the NWSL unable to find the back of the net. And we'll send it to Kylan and Christine in studio.
Maura, Jordan, thanks so much. The Portland Thorns and San Diego Wave all knotted up at 0-0 apiece at the half. Christine, what'd you take away from what we saw?
San Diego came out per blueprint, hammering their pace. They were pressing. They wanted to get an early goal. They've gotten their shots off. They've managed to actually disconnect Portland's midfield from their top line, limiting their chances. It's been all San Diego in this first half, and yet they still haven't managed to find that final ball.
San Diego looking for their first goal since August 16th, folks. The Portland Thorns looking for their first win at home in the last couple matches. We've got first half analysis coming up, more at least on the other side.
Saturday Night Soccer on ION is presented by Capital One. What's in your wallet? NWSL on Ion Halftime Show. Presented by Verizon.
The fans at Providence Park waiting for some action from their Portland Thorns. Still 0-0 at the half. The Thorns barely firing a couple of shots. San Diego on the attack, but couldn't break through. Still scoreless in Portland here on Ion. Hello and welcome into our Ion studios alongside Christine Cupo. I'm Kylan Mills. Christine, Portland typically is the aggressor early when playing at home. That half, they were completely on their heels. What was going on?
Absolutely. San Diego got out early and managed to control tempo, forcing them into spaces that were very uncomfortable for the Portland Thorns. We don't typically see them be this timid at Providence Park. San Diego taking advantage of some of that ego boost of having this unbeaten on-the-road streak of perfect win games. However, I think Portland really need to lock in the second half. They need to get serious, start pushing San Diego Wave to the width, limit their opportunities, as well as just sitting a little bit deeper and maybe trying to hit them on the counter. I know that's been a massive challenge. I think one of the keys to that will be maybe a substitution. I'd like to see maybe Ina Sagita come in. She's a little bit more press resistant. You and I were talking about this ahead of the break, where we think she's a little bit better in the 1v1s, carving into spaces. She will not flinch as San Diego Wave try to close her in.
For San Diego, they were really threatening their attack, great with their ball movement, creating chances. But as the story has gone the last couple weeks for San Diego, they could not find the goal. How do they do that in the second 45?
Yeah, right now I'd say Leon has looked really sharp. Dudini has been wonderful breaking lines. However, they're just not clinical with that final ball. They're getting into Portland's final third, and we're seeing that just based on the sheer number of corners they're taking. Again, unable to convert. So, I mean, heads up, San Diego Wave. Take the shots, follow up, take advantage of the areas that you're able to carve into. But Portland are going to stay compact. They're going to win or lose this game in the midfield, however.
San Diego head coach Jonas Eidevall told us that his team has to stay locked in and believe in their identity. The goals are going to come as we take a look at the halftime stats. San Diego dominated possession. They had more shots. They had more corner kicks, as Christine just pointed out, but they could not find the goal. Meanwhile, Portland's attack on a little bit of life support, as you saw those numbers just on your screen. We've got the second half to come from Providence Park, but first we're showing you a special ceremony that took place in Kansas City. That's just ahead. Tonight's Verizon Reliable Connection takes us back in time to the first match of our doubleheader on Ion. Teal Man celebrating as the Kansas City Current were victorious against the Seattle Reign. 2-0 the final score tonight, meaning KC clinched the NWSL Shield with the best record in the regular season. Joyous moments there as they lifted the hardware in a Shield ceremony you could watch, or hopefully you did watch, exclusively here on Ion. Hello, so welcome you into our Ion studios alongside Christine Cupo. I'm Kylan Mills. Christine, Kansas City becomes the fastest club in NWSL history to secure the NWSL Shield. They are unbeaten in their last 14 straight NWSL regular season matches. What stands out to you about the season they are having?
It has been so complete, both on and off field. This is a team that has really galvanized, rallied front office, coaching, the team itself, the fans. It is truly like a story tale. It's a fairy tale.
It's a fairy tale ending, but it's not over quite for the Kansas City Current. They have locked up the Shield. Now they'll look to sweep the NWSL championships by winning in the playoffs. They do have the first seed, so there is a slight advantage there. Let's switch gears back to Portland. It's the Portland Thorns hosting the San Diego Wave. The second half is coming up at Providence Park. Maura Sheridan and Jordan Angeli are back momentarily. The NWSL Halftime Show is presented by Verizon.
Saturday Night Soccer on Ion is sponsored by Fubo. Live TV and sports without cable. Try free at FuboTV.com. And Tableau. Watch live sports and 100+ channels subscription free. Well, just about ready to start the second half here at Providence Park. No score yet between the Portland Thorns and the San Diego Wave. And Portland hoping that maybe Olivia Moultrie is the answer here in the second half. Moultrie scored a goal against Chicago last week, and so she officially set a record for goals scored by a teenager in the NWSL. She turned 20 on Wednesday of this week, and Jordan, she officially has every single record by a teenager in this league.
Yeah, people are going to remember the goals, but look at everything else. She's blown every other stat out of the water. It has been such a pleasure to watch Olivia Moultrie grow up in front of our eyes out on the field, becoming a real focal point of this Thorns team.
And we just wanted to put this into perspective. This is what you and I were doing when we were teenagers. You were killing it in high school soccer in Colorado.
Yeah, you know, action shots back then are not quite what they were now, but go Rams, baby.
And I was going to prom, and as you can see, I didn't have a date, Jordan.
Well, he is wearing a full camo suit. It was a choice by him. So was he there? Was he not? I don't know.
Well, I just shared that on national television, and I'm not sure if I'm going to regret that or not, but
Vermont, baby.
Vermont. Just to be clear, that was not an outfit that anyone else was wearing. Just my date.
Yeah, it's really cool what Olivia Moultrie, and she was ready for it, and I think that's why it was such a big deal that she pushed to become a professional and had the big lawsuit with the league, found a way to sign a contract, and now she has set the tone for what other players can do at a young age.
Lundqvist over the head of Dudinya. Leon shoots. Arnold just touches it over the crossbar.
It's an awkward one for Arnold because she actually can't get her footwork wide enough, so she has to just tiptoe, find a way to get reset here as this shot comes in. Yeah, it's actually good work in the end, just up and over. I think the way that she felt made it look like her feet weren't quite in the right spot, but she had that covered.
Short option. Dali. Leon bends it, back post, sticking a leg out is Hyatt. Drops down for Corley. Into the crowd here at Providence Park.
That ball by Leon is perfect. It's exactly where you want it to land. It's coming back with the spin on it towards all the players running into the box. And somebody has to meet that. You have to have some hunger, some desire to get to the ball, no matter where it lands. I spoke about it in the first half, right? Sacrificing your body a little bit.
Well, no subs for either team in the second half. And Sala, a bit of a warning there for Reyes and Ascanio. Grimaces from both. 7 corners for San Diego. Attempting to convert on the road. Near post, had some pace to it. McCaskill on the restart here for San Diego. Lundqvist. Under lapping run, Dudinya. Wesley. Ascanio. Ascanio off the turn against Reyes. And push back. McCaskill swarmed and fouled. Ben Sala with a warning. No one else can foul Savannah McCaskill, or will be a card.
I don't think Torden gets called for the foul here. I think it's Coffey just coming through the legs. And the hard thing for Coffey is she gets a little touch of the ball, but she also takes out the legs of McCaskill. It's good patience by San Diego, but even you have to decide when you play through the lines, because Portland is doing a good job of, if you give them a little bit of space by going backwards, they're gonna eat that space up and then go press higher up on the field, and that's where they tend to win it back.
Dali. Pass to Ascanio. Corley wide. Ascanio touch. Corley. And it ricochets in Arnold. Leon and Arnold run into each other again. It's a yellow card against Leon. It's the second collision she's had with the keeper for Portland.
I thought she got a little bumped here, which is what she was saying. Is there's a hand in the back there by Perry. Hard to see from that angle if it was much, but ends up being yet another yellow card here.
Leon, McCaskill, Corley, all on yellows for San Diego, and Turner also on a yellow card for Portland.
I almost thought that was a yellow card. We always got thoughts, don't we? Always have thoughts.
In our brains?
Yeah. Okay. Just about refereeing decisions,
yes.
right?
Oh, yes.
Like, I never got a foul. I never fouled anybody, Maura. That was my thought always.
Wasn't it here that you got misidentified?
It was here. I did get a red card, but it wasn't my fault.
Wow.
I can actually say that. I'm going to play Tori Huster for that one.
How did they confuse you? The curls?
I'm not the referee.
That was back in the day. Talk about Euro back here in the NWSL. Corley, too far ahead. Five minutes into this second half, Portland and San Diego. The two teams struggling as of late. It's now been 4.5 games without a goal for the Wave. To speed. Hyatt tackles it away.
Well, that had to be perfect there from Hyatt because she just stretches her leg out and now transition going the other opposite way.
Turner looking to bend that around and toward it. Now those two don't connect. Armstrong, McCaskill, Hadicic. Swedish international moves it centrally. Pass behind Ascanio. An offside is called. Turner-Reyes discussion there.
And Turner has had to do a lot of work defensively. The way that San Diego play with their possession numbers, they lead the league in number of passes. They lead the league in completion rate at 85%. So they're going to have the ball. They're going to move it around. And with that, they manipulate defenders. And it's Lundqvist on this near side who's getting advanced in the attack. It's pushing Turner so far back defensively, which can be a benefit for her, but how much energy does she then have to go and transition the other direction at the speed that they would like for her to have? It's been a difficult night in that aspect for Portland. Here she is defending again.
Dolly! Out of reach for Ascanio. Idevall looking on. This team trying to pick up points. It's been difficult as of late. In the last 4 games in which they haven't found a win, it's 3 losses and a draw. Those losses against Houston, Gotham, Louisville, all teams that could be playoff teams hovering around that line. Comes Corley, up the middle, dish off to Dina, stopped by Arnold.
Well, that's the exact space they want to find Corley, and if one of those 6s for Portland steps up higher, and it's just a single pivot back there, there's so much space on the weak side, and that's where Corley picks the ball up, and Dudinha hits that really sweet. It's just the angle taken away from Arnold makes the save pretty easy.
Lundqvist. Off the service, far post. Brave is Corley Ascanio. And it's cleared by Coffey. Idevall right in the mix there.
This is the most animated I think we've seen him on the sideline. Maybe it's because the camera angle, and we've been able to pick a lot more of that up for the viewers. But he's been up trying to get his team, really doing everything he can. It feels like, Maura, to keep the energy of this squad up.
Well, he got his morning run in, runs through every city.
We're actually looking at this in VAR. See if this is a possible penalty, and this ball comes in. I think they're looking for a handball. It didn't look like it the hand. I think it's a fair challenge. You got to look at it, and I think it's good that the VAR did take a look. But nothing there.
Leon gets the cross off. Fleming barely clears. Dali surveys. Dali chips in. Ascanio. Leon back to Ascanio. Down to her feet. McCaskill shoots and scores. Savannah McCaskill. Finally, San Diego. A sigh of relief for the Wave, and the drought is over.
Well, I asked Savannah McCaskill about playing in Portland. Had she ever scored there as a professional? She said, no, I haven't. I go, well, no better time than now. And look at her, just hand up, keeps herself available as the ball pops out to her. First time inside of the foot, bends it around. Arnold. And this is what you need. A veteran, leader, ready for the moment. All her previous seasons paying off. When the ball falls to her, she just reverts back to who she's always been, a goal scorer, a playmaker, and she puts her team up 1-0 here away from home.
It had been nearly 450 minutes without a goal for San Diego, and it's McCaskill who tallies her 19th of her NWSL career. And for McCaskill, it's the first this year. She's obviously playing in a deeper position as a 6, so hasn't had as many opportunities. Jordan looks to respond here for Portland. She fires right into Wesley. Oh boy, San Diego, just you could see in that reaction. They've been waiting for that goal for 4+ games now.
Yeah, a sigh of relief, and there were so many numbers. 8 players in and around the box, 9 in the attacking third for San Diego. They were flooding the zone, trying to figure out a way to put the ball away, and credit Ascanio for keeping it alive. But then you have to be ready at the top of the box. And this is one of the things that McCaskill has been trying to add after she's developed so much of playing as a 6. The defensive side of things, the structure, and some of the responsibilities. She's still tried to get into the attack, and at times it's a teeter-totter between her and Dali. But in that moment, they're both up there trying to score, and it ends up being McCaskill.
Ascanio, Lundqvist. Looking to add another. Dali hesitates, spins. Corley. 3 defenders around.
But that's when they need to go wide, right, Maura? It's so narrow in moments for San Diego. Once the cross comes in, everybody's standing in the same space. So for Portland, it's a shuffle or 2 to the right, and you can block a shot. And then you can block the pass because there's so many numbers right there.
Well, San Diego unbeaten when scoring first this season. Now 8 wins total on the NWSL season for San Diego, a team that finished in 10th place last year and missed out on the postseason in what was a difficult year, struggling to find a head coach. Now they've played themselves into a pretty good spot. It's about holding on to this lead at Providence Park, which is very difficult. Wrapped around, Reyes. Moultrie makes a run. Uses Sam Coffey, her captain, instead. Coffey blazes past Escanio. And that pass doesn't make its way to Turner. Let's take a look at the Capital One rewarding performance. And just happened.
Yeah, there's got to be this goal that San Diego keeps it alive. And it's Savannah McCaskill. It's played so many minutes, set the tempo for this team a number of times, and now sets them back on the right track with seeing the ball go in the back of the net. Hopefully that opens the floodgates for the Wave, as there have been in the past couple of weeks. Going downward in the standings, they need to kickstart back the climb.
Well, McCaskill, the 15th different player to score for San Diego this year.
A huge tackle here right at the middle of field, and yeah, that's a difficult challenge there. It's at least a yellow card, Maura. I wouldn't be surprised if they're looking at this as a red.
And it's Kennedy Wesley who, as we mentioned, red card the last time these two teams played.
Well, it doesn't look like they're looking at it, or maybe they've deemed that it wasn't worthy to look at, but man, it looks bad when it happened in regular time, but in slow motion, it looks even worse. Shin to shin there. Lucky both those players are up and walking.
Reyes on the throw, Fleming. Fleming quickly to Turner. Holds it up against McCaskill. Finds space with Coffey. Quick swing here, Mally McKenzie. Off her left foot, Turner. Off the head of Dali. Moultrie corrals it in, brings it to Turner. Escanio's there defensively. Pushes it to Reyes. Moultrie again. Off her right foot, she fires. And it's stopped there. Grabbed up in the air by Hadicic.
She's scored a goal similar to that already this year. And this is the real predicament for both of these teams right now, because for San Diego, they've been playing really well, getting a lot of opportunities. They do a good job of getting numbers, blocking shots, making sure this isn't easy for Portland. But they also are so pushed back in their defensive third. San Diego can't be uber defensive now. You still have to find times to play and keep possession and build through the lines. Don't be too aggressive in getting too stretched, but you also don't want to give and concede the ball up to Portland, because they have the ability to beat you, to level this game, and even at home use that momentum in their favor. So for Portland, I wouldn't be surprised here if we see them again aggressively press, try to win the ball back high on the field.
Well, aggressively pressing there, and it pays off. McKenzie to Hadicic, who dives on it. A little bit shaky there for San Diego. Should mention Hina Seguida has entered this game. Pietra Torden out. It's a lone change that we've seen so far for either of these sides. Now Mimi Aladou, as Armstrong dealing with Fleming. Mimi Aladou did come in that first half as Dufour was injured opening minutes of this match. So we have seen two changes in this game.
And with Seguita coming in, she's going to add some more creativity, calmness on the ball in these deeper positions so she can help build, but also the creativity. And that's what Portland needs right now, is a player that can find that final pass when they do get numbers in and around the box, because they're doing that. And here they go yet again.
Turner brings it in. Lundqvist, Seguida trying to win it back here for the Thorns. Moultrie does, and it's tackled away by Lundqvist.
That had to be perfect. Is right on the edge of the box. Lundqvist dives or stretches, excuse me, and that's what they're checking to make sure that that wasn't a penalty. I think she gets it clean, but playing with fire here is San Diego.
Seguida, who's been with this club since 2022. Fleming. Aladou. Off the cross, Turner. Out of reach. This Thorns team has scored 29 goals this year. That's third best in the NWSL. Certainly capable of finding the back of the net. 12 different players have scored for the Thorns. Tadicic in discussion with our center referee, Ben Sala, and training staff's gonna take a look at the keeper for San Diego.
The moment I loved our Subaru Outback most was the moment they walked away from it.
Mom! Thank goodness.
And that's why our family will only drive a Subaru.
Subaru is rated #1 in safety, higher than any other automotive brand. Love, it's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get 0.9% APR financing on new 2025 Outback models for a limited time.
Tadicic still getting stretched out. And this is the reason that typical starting keeper for San Diego, Kaitlyn Sheridan, is not available tonight. Warning, cuteness alert. Her and her wife, Dom, welcoming Skylar Ray to the world this week.
Look at Mama Kaitlyn there. And congratulations to our very own Jill Lloyden, becoming an aunt.
Tadicic standing up here. Hillary Beal was getting warm, the third string keeper for this San Diego side. Beal's appeared in some Summer Cup matches, a couple of regular season games as well.
And that injury comes at a really nice time because San Diego was under a lot of pressure. I think that's why you hear the boos in the stands from Portland fans, because Portland was gaining some momentum, started high pressing right after the goal. They've been on the front foot, not challenging Tadicic, still only one shot on target for Portland, but a good time for Idaval to talk to his group and figure out how they're going to break the press. I do think that they need to be a little bit more aggressive and going long. You don't always have to play through. Can you play over and beyond, especially with the pace of Dudinha up front? And there it is.
Well, perhaps that was exactly what Idaval said. Armstrong.
I mean, ideally, you want that to go, you want to miss long and not short, but still, you can challenge for the first and seconds just higher up on the field.
Well, Savannah McCaskill has the lone goal in this game. Scored here in the second half. 56th minute. That's where we sit right now. McCaskill's first goal of the season, her first year at Providence Park. Deli. Ascanio. Lundqvist. These short passes for San Diego.
It's also one of the reasons why San Diego scored so many goals in the first part of the year, because once they scored one goal, then teams would try to press and stretch a little bit. And because how proficient San Diego is at breaking through the lines, building with numbers, sensing what the pictures are in front of them, and solving that equation, they would get the second goal, the third goal. And so that's why that first goal is so crucial to whatever team has scored it. You know, the same would be said for Portland, but it just creates space and margin that you can then go in transition in moments as the opponents are pushing to get the next goal.
Escanio gets stepped on there, twisted around. Well, I think this is an opportunity for San Diego. Just get back on track. Including this game, just 6 games left in the NWSL season. Both of these teams hoping to be in the playoffs. Leon. Lundqvist. Dolly. Bounces all around against Fleming. One back by Turner, Escanio, and now Wesley. Fleming. Aladu, 2 Canadians. There it's played long to Corley. The 2025 NWSL Championship will be held at PayPal Park in San Jose, California. The NWSL Championship will air live in primetime on CBS on Saturday, November 22nd at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tickets are on sale now and available on Ticketmaster. More details on Championship Week will be announced at a later date. For more info, please visit NWSLsoccer.com. Well, hard to believe, but that's just 2 months away.
Now, when you said there's 5 games left after this, but where has the time gone?
And that's why it's important for both Portland and San Diego to pick up some momentum here, because it's been a little bit shaky as of late for both of these sides. Inconsistent. Well, there's always a lot of pressure on this Portland club, just when you consider the history that they have. And of course, you walk into this season without Christine Sinclair, who retired, Becky Sauerbrunn, who retired, absolute legend. Sophia Wilson is out on maternity leave. Just a lot of question marks with Portland heading into 2025, and yet they found a way to put themselves above the playoff line.
They've been one of the pleasant surprises of the season. The togetherness of this group, the way that they've overcome the odds to come together, find results, and I think because they are so young, they buy into this pressing style that Rob Gale has them playing. And it is part of their story, though, too, is they are young and they are naive in some of the ways to win and lose games potentially in NWSL, and Rob Gale told us that they have to work on those tactics a lot with this group to teach them some of the little nuances of what it takes to win games. And right now we'll see if that pays off, because there's 15 minutes to find a way.
Leon from Dudinya. Leon shoots. Arnold gets a piece of that.
And there it is. When there's space in behind, you try to go a little bit quicker if you're Dudinya. And she finds Leon. It's a great save in the end by Arnold, right off the inner thigh there. But it's offside from Leon. because the ball was just held on to slightly too long from Dudinia. But it was what I was talking about a couple of seconds ago, right? That's the space that now is on for San Diego in quick transitions as Portland starts to press.
Yeah, Rob Gale always has funny things to say. He said, need to get more game savvy, and he said that's the dark arts of, of soccer. Dali keeps it in. Ascanio. Lundqvist. Kenza Dali. Little touch there from Ascanio. Pays off. Lundqvist off the cross. And it will be a corner kick.
Good little three-man game here in the channel. And you see that confidence start to ooze back into this San Diego team and the way that they can, even with numbers even situation, find a way to just sneak it through here.
Couple of subs coming in. Mackenzie Roby and Lorena Fazer will step aside for a short break.
Whoa, it's the Capital One Bank guy.
That's me.
Could we get a selfie?
Of course. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Ooh, that's a keeper.
So, what do you do outside of the Capital One Cafe?
What do you mean?
Like when you go home or...
Sleep tight. Don't let the overdraft fees bite. What's in your wallet?
Darlene McCaskill on this corner team for San Diego. Leon. Fleming. Alexis Spanstra, who just entered this game for Portland. Well, Dana Castellanos and Alexis Spanstra come in for the Thorns. Allie McKenzie exits, and so does Mimi Aladu for Portland. Then Dudinia comes out. Mentioned Mackenzie Roby and Lorena Fazer. Entering Gia Corley, who was on a yellow. Exits for San Diego. Drives centrally. Disrupted a little bit by Ascanio. Moultrie. Sigida. Well, Ascanio doing well defensively. Perry. Well, the last time these two teams played, San Diego had a lead. And then it was 8 minutes into stoppage time on a penalty that Portland found the equalizer.
And it was the naivety of San Diego in that moment. I remember it like it was yesterday. I think they tried to meg a player in their own defensive third, gave the ball away, and then gave up a penalty to allow Portland back in the game after defending with 10 players as San Diego team for the majority of the game.
Yeah, Pearl Maroney, who's not in this game for Jonas Eidevall and San Diego, typical left back.
But now you bring in Castellanos. She's up front. She can give you that final piece that you need in the build for Portland. But the difficulty for Portland is in this game, they've barely created anything. 0.3 XG, one shot on target. So it starts to feel as the minutes are ticking that one shot might be it.
Moultrie, Turner, Raylan Turner shoots, and Hadicic denies.
Oh, I was going to speak that into existence right then. Great little build from Moultrie to find Turner, and these are the moments where Olivia Moultrie is frustrated because I mentioned in the open, she leads the league in key passes, and she's always dishing the ball, and there's not as often an end product on it, right? Only 1 assist for Moultrie in this season, and with everything that she creates, it should be more from that.
Well, Savannah McCaskill is down for San Diego, working on that right foot. McCaskill, as it stands, has a game winner in this game.
It's off the ball, or right after she plays the ball. Looks like she's favoring that right foot. She's getting it checked out right now.
Well, in terms of late goals, Portland has scored 6 past the 80th minute this season, and San Diego scored 5. And San Diego's struggled at the end of matches. Well, in the second half, they've allowed 16 goals. The Wave, compared to 8 in the first.
And the majority of those in the last 30 minutes. 12 of those 16 in the last 30 minutes. And so now as the clock's ticking down, and this San Diego team is with, in the position to have hopefully another win on the road, this unbeaten run that they've had on the road this season. They seem to have this little extra bit to them, and this is not good.
Well, Savannah McCaskill can't walk off under her own power here. And Kenza Dali, that pairing has been so successful for San Diego. Concern for her teammate. Idaval with his training staff, and Becky Tweed, former Angel City head coach. And Tweed coached Didi Hadicic at the LA side. And San Diego forced to make a change here. McCaskill cannot continue. So Pearl Maroney enters the game to close out this match for San Diego. A goal and 4 assists for Maroney this season.
A difficult night. 2 players going off with what looked like both injured, barely able to walk off the field. It's been a hard week in NWSL.
Well, there was some good news today that Savannah DeMello, if you're following the league, who collapsed in a game last weekend with Racing Louisville, she announced that she was discharged from the hospital, which was great to hear. Castellanos, tackled away by Wesley, and she undercuts Turner, who's now clutching her ankle.
Nice patience here from Castellanos to bring Turner into the mix, and it's just the aftermath of that. And Wesley kicks the ball away, and it's Turner who steps down. And as she steps, Wesley's leg goes through her. Just poor timing there on the part of, the odds of that happening are not very high in that moment.
Coffey splits 2 defenders. Sam Coffey fouled. A step out Here's Trinity Armstrong.
It's a great, brave dribble here from Coffey, because she goes straight through the gut of this San Diego team, through one line, goes at the next line, commits a number of defenders, and it's Armstrong who ends up taking her out there. Gets a foul. Right exactly where Portland wants one here at the top of the box.
Had to spit out some turf when she got up. Sam Coffey. You like to see that from your captain, trying to
absolutely
charge late in this match.
This is such a tough spot, though. It's so close. It's difficult to get up and over the wall. You think Fleming and Moultrie right now are speaking a little bit about some kind of set play where there's even a little touch to get to the outside of the wall can be helpful. Looks like it's going to be 6 players there helping Hadicic protect that near post. Do I say it again? Does she have it? Two set-piece goals in 2 games.
Moultrie just turned 20 on Wednesday. Then Bensala speaks to Fleming before this free kick, pretty much straight away for Portland, searching for the equalizer at home against San Diego. Moultrie off the crossbar, second chance, it's Reina Reyes. Portland finds a way. And we are level at Providence Park.
Well, I said it's difficult from this angle to get it up and over the wall and to get it underneath the crossbar. Well, Olivia Moultrie always pushes the boundaries. And here, she hits it so sweetly. It hits on the underneath of the crossbar, and then it's Reyes who ends up tapping it in to put this one away. So delicate with the way that Moultrie hits it, so it dips down. Oh, this angle. Yes, please. Castellanos thought it was in the first time. Reyes made sure it was in. And good heads-up play by the outside back to make sure her team levels it here at home.
Well, it's a little bit earlier, but a deja vu from when these two teams played in May. That late goal for Portland. Reyes with her 3rd of the year. And it was pretty much a pass off the crossbar for Moultrie.
I'll take that any day.
Not going to show up on the stat sheet, but wonderful stuff from Olivia Moultrie. Escanio off to the races. Roby on that far post. Skims off her head. Fazer.
Yeah, unless that's hitting somebody's in particular's head, that has to be on the ground. There's so many numbers rushing across the face of Arnold that if you just ping that with pace across the ground, it's just going to deflect and wreak havoc.
Roby against Arnold.
Just like that.
Stretches for it.
Yeah, just like that, right? It's the exact same thing on the opposite side. Roby has good awareness to know to just go against the ground, on the ground, and then ends up being Perry here. Great run. It's offside there by Roby, but it's Perry whose deflection makes it difficult for Arnold.
Well, Saturday Night Soccer on Ion is presented by Capital One. Fleming. Just a couple minutes ago here. Portland and San Diego. Both goals scored in this second half. McCaskill first for the Wave. She exited with an injury. And then Portland just found the back of the net. Thanks to Reina Reyes, created on a free kick by Olivia Moultrie. Lundqvist. That's some life for Portland. Coffey. Lundqvist. 2022. And really that whole goal was created by Sam Coffey.
Yeah.
When you think about her just surging forward, drawing that foul at the edge of the 18.
Which is what you expect with a team that is as young as they are, hasn't had those types of experiences that Sam Coffey has had. This is the leader on the team. She has to find a way to lead in all different circumstances, and that's one of them. Put the team on your back, figure out a way to make something happen in the attacking third. Sometimes that means sacrificing your body, drawing a foul.
Well, Sam Coffey was on this team when Portland last won a championship in 2022. She knows what it takes. Well, some tough contact there. Maroney with a yellow.
Feels like every player.
Spanstra, yeah.
It feels like every player on this San Diego team has gotten a yellow here in this game. She just puts her arm out to protect herself, but it's that extra shove there once contact is made. It's a fine call by the referee.
Well, 6 minutes of stoppage time in this second half between San Diego and Portland.
And it just feels like everything dialed up a little bit on both sides of the ball. You could see how desperate these teams are to get all 3 points.
Through the air, Turner, back post, off McNabb. It's a corner kick for the Thorns. Moultrie. Fleming. Hyatt, header, Hadachich dives on it. Transfer from PSG. Hadachich waits as Castellanos closing in. Spanstra, Moultrie. Reyes with the move. Just scored a goal. Moultrie, heavy touch. Lundqvist, but it stays in the final third for the Thorns. Coffey. The waiver going to make a change here. Lundqvist out, Kira Carusa in.
It looked like Lundqvist was dealing with some cramping a couple of minutes ago. You bring in some fresh legs. Roby will go into that outside back position. Now you have a target forward in Carusa. It doesn't feel like the score is going to stay at 1-1, does it, Maura?
There's a bit of a funky feel. We'll see. Nice pass from Sagita. Well, 3 minutes to go. Well, these two teams are neck and neck in terms of standings. They can create some separation, at least between each other, if someone can walk away with 3 points. Heading in this game, both teams in the top 5 in the NWSL. Reyes, Moultrie, slicing a Coffey. Olivia Moultrie. Off the service, doesn't make it to Fleming. Drops down Fazer. Leon, the other way, playing the advantage for San Diego. Doesn't have numbers. And it's given right back to Spanstra. Dolly, Sigida. Moultrie. Kenza Dolly holds the ball. Looking for options. Roby. Dealing with Reyes. Cleared by Coffey. McNabb. Leon. Maroney. Picking up speed. Leon. Cuts it back. Got a minute to go. Vazer. Dolly. Flicks into Ascanio. Roby. Couldn't settle. Still with the wave. No, Wesley gets tripped.
Kennedy Wesley does a good job here of one, keeping the ball alive, but two, making it seem like she drew a foul here. There is a little contact, but she emphasizes that, gets the foul here, the set piece, deep in her own attacking third. Now San Diego with the threats they have in Armstrong, Wesley, McNabb, really good aerial players. Kira Carusa.
Well, 5 yellow cards on players for San Diego. Now add Jonas Eideval to the mix.
You felt left out.
Just wanted in on the fun. Leon. Dolly. This could be the final chance. Now San Diego is on a scoring drought heading into this game. Nearly 450 minutes. McCaskill breaks that. They want another. Dolly bends. Wesley off her body. Spanstra one back by Leon, who shoots, and it's deflected off of Sigida. There's a final whistle. A 1-1 draw between Portland and San Diego. Savannah McCaskill scores the first goal, and Reina Reyes finds the equalizer. And both these teams walk away with a point.
And San Diego's going to feel like they're a little hard done by that. They created a lot of opportunities. In the end, the shots on goal and the XG they created nearly the same, so maybe 1-1 is the rightful outcome in this game. But both these teams needing that little X factor, needing someone to step up in the attacking third to be the game winner, and just couldn't find it. To keep themselves alive, a point each pushes them slightly up the table here.
San Diego and Portland continue just keep pace with each other. Neck and neck, the Thorns and the Wave. 1-1 the final. We'll break this one down on the other side. Saturday Night Soccer on ION is presented by Capital One. Welcome back to Providence Park. It is a 1-1 draw, the final between Portland and San Diego. It did look like San Diego was going to walk away with 3 points, but then on a free kick, Portland able to find the equalizer, slammed off the post, or excuse me, the crossbar from Olivia Moultrie, and Reina Reyes collapses in and finds the back of the net. And so everybody at least earns a point here between the Wave and the Thorns.
Felt like a game that really at the end, I thought that somebody was going to find a goal because there was this energy about it. Both teams finding chances in the attacking third. but maybe a fair result for what happened on the field. Just a difficult game all in all, and you can see Kenza Dali there. Part of a challenge in the first half where a player gets injured and just a little sadness on her face.
Well, we are joined by Reina Reyes, who scored the late equalizer for this Portland side. All right, Reina, so it slams off the crossbar, makes its way to you. What's going through your mind in that moment?
Yeah, that's my job, to always follow up. And as soon as I saw it bounce off the crossbar, I was like, where is this going? It like hit her back somehow. It landed right there. And I was like, you cannot miss this. 3 yards, let's go.
Nah, you just passed it in, made it look easy. Yeah. But before that, Reina, it's your captain, Sam Coffey, just driving with the ball through to earn the foul. What does that do to a team when you see your captain put the team on her back like that?
Yes, I mean, we all look up to Sam Coffey. She's such an inspiration. She holds us up in tough times, and it showed, and look what it got us. So, yeah, love playing with her.
Well, Reina, it's officially playoff push time. You guys are above the playoff line right now. What's it going to take to just finish strong in these last 5 games?
Yes, we just talked about that. We knew it was like a rough start. Like, took us 30 minutes to get into the game, and like last final minutes, that's how we want to play. That's us. And so we were like, we got to find a way to grit this out and give a full 90 just like that. And we have 5 games left, and we need to just grit this out and be us, and yeah, move on to the next game.
Thanks, Reina.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at the highlights from this one. San Diego and Portland meeting for the second time this season. The first time they met in May, it was a 1-1 draw. And this is how things start scoring-wise in the second half.
San Diego floods numbers forward, and it ends up being top of the box. First time shot, Savannah McCaskill inside of her foot. The excitement from Idevall says it all, because it had been 450 minutes since this team had scored a goal. That one was really nice. They're feeling good, but then they got a little defensive, sat a little bit too far back in moments. And when that happens and you have a player driving at your back line, you sometimes give up fouls. And if you give up fouls to this Portland team, they will punish you. Moultrie, for the second game in a row, creates a goal off of a set piece. And it's just a second ball that falls to Reyes, and she's ready. She just said, that's my job. Be there, put it away. It was a big goal to get a point for Portland at home.
So standings across the league, Portland and San Diego, 3-4 now. And yes, they want to make the postseason. They also want to host a game.
Yeah, absolutely.
In the first round, and so that's what they're thinking about right now. Still a lot of season to be played. Portland and San Diego in a pretty good spot at the moment. Well, tomorrow we close out the weekend from San Jose as Bay welcomes Rose Lavelle and Gotham FC at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on ESPN2. Then to kick off next weekend's action, Ali Sentnor and the Kansas City Current welcome Ludmila and the Chicago Stars at 8 p.m. Eastern Time live on Prime. Next Saturday, our Ion doubleheader gets started with Racing Louisville hosting Angel City, followed by Bay FC taking on the Utah Royals. Coverage begins at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on Ion. To watch more games and follow your favorite team, check out the schedule on NWSLsoccer.com. Well, it was scoreless at halftime. Savannah McCaskill scores her first goal at Providence Park. And then Reina Reyes and the Portland Thorns find the equalizer, and it's a 1-1 draw between the San Diego Wave and the Portland Thorns. That's going to do it from our entire crew. From Jordan Angeli, I'm Maura Sheridan saying so long. Have a fantastic night, everyone. We'll see you next weekend on Ion.